guys, welcome to this week's video. This week's video is going to be a little different in a sense that this is kind of a more serious topic. I felt like this video needed to be made to let people know that they're not alone, specifically teenagers. I'm going to be talking about something that has affected me for pretty much all my life. I really haven't talked about this much to a lot of people. Only a certain number of people know that I struggle with this, about my binge eating disorder. When you think of eating disorder, most of the time, and I'm not saying everyone, but most people think of anorexia and bulimia. I'm going to give you guys the definition that I found online. Binge eating disorder, or BED, is an eating disorder characterized by recurrent episodes of eating large quantities of food, often very quickly and to the point of discomfort. A feeling of loss of control during the binge, experiencing shame, distress, or guilt afterwards, and not regularly using unhealthy compensatory measures. Example, purging. To counter the binge eating. Binge eating disorder is a severe, life-threatening, and treatable eating disorder. Common aspects of BED include functional impairments, suicide risk, and a high frequency of co-occurring psychiatric disorders. Before I get any further into this, if this kind of video triggers you, I advise you to watch at your own discretion, and if it really does trigger you, please, by all means, click away. This all started out when I was really young. At night, I used to sneak food. Most of the time this would be when my mom was in the shower and my dad was at work, or if my dad was in the basement. I would go down to the kitchen and I would sneak like bags of chips or some like ice cream, or I would quickly microwave some leftover some food. I would either quickly eat it in the kitchen, or I would, if it was like a bag of something, I'd run to my room. I would quickly eat as much as I possibly could, and then I would hide it if I didn't finish it, or if I finished it I would go downstairs and throw it away, or I would wrap it up in some other thing like paper and then throw it away into my garbage can. When I was younger, it wasn't too bad. I did gain weight really fast as a kid. It got worse when I got bullied. I turned to food as my source of comfort. I felt like I didn't have anything else to turn to. I just remember getting my friends taken away and being bullied for being bigger even, and being rejected because I was bigger or that I liked certain things. I remember eating all the time growing up. Fast forward to a couple years ago, bullying got worse. I got made fun of a lot for not being, I guess for not being as attractive as other kids, for being overweight for a 7th or 8th grader, for liking certain things. I just remember coming home sometimes and telling myself that, God, I was worthless. If people don't like me because of the way I look, why should I try and even make myself look better? What's the point if I'm just gonna get rejected? The way I would deal with my feelings was going and eating very big amounts of food, maybe sometimes 2 dinners and a snack in between those 2 dinners, and then another snack before I went to bed. And then when I got home from school, as soon as I got home from school, I would eat and 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 eat. As my weight increased, other things started to develop. I grew up always eating, and that was my way of coping with the fact that I wasn't okay. Freshman year, everything got to be a lot for me, and I couldn't deal with myself. I couldn't deal with the transition from a small school. I started attending some counseling sessions, and in that initial session, he told me that I not only was suffering from binge eating disorder, but was suffering from body dysmorphic disorder and social anxiety disorder and depression. And depression I knew that I was suffering with, and I have problems suffering with to this day. I was told growing up that I was ugly, and I was told growing up that I was hopeless and that I had no chance at doing whatever I wanted to do. I had no reason to try to become the person I wanted to be. The reason why I'm sharing this story with you guys is to let you guys know that you guys are not alone. Although binge eating disorder is not talked about as much, it is still an eating disorder, and it's hard to deal with, and that it kind of really is deadly. Again, I know this video wasn't my normal type of video. I feel like it needed to be talked about. Hopefully I'm helping a lot of people to get help. That's all I could hope for. That's all I could. I will see you guys next Saturday. Bye.